Good morning.
Good morning.
No. There, wait till the beat.
We were literally sitting here for a minute, letting the excitement get out of here.
There's not even a beep or nothing.
I know. I think as soon as we just start, really talking. I don't know.
We normally don't like to talk to each other in the morning, but for this channel, we will.
Yeah. Or normally if we start talking, we say, save it, because everything's content.
He pooping back there.
Why is he standing like that?
Because he's got old, bad hits. He's the old man. Stay, Roof.
Oh, Roof.
Yeah, so yesterday, the live chat, hey, is what it is.
Internet.
We tried our best.
And service.
I have not looked at comments or nothing, but this morning, grabbed my phone, come do this, and get down. And, bless you.
It's dangerous sneezing with coffee.
Yeah. The only comment that I saw on my notification was, can't wash this, looks worse than a newscast or something. I guess maybe like the radar. Oh. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm sure it's bad, but appreciate you guys for attempting it with us.
Yeah.
We're going to try to figure out something. We're going to have to mount that our little satellite thing up on this pole or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But luckily, we haven't had too many issues with uploading videos. We normally have enough time to... It takes a couple hours, but very grateful for that. But looking out the camper this morning, wake up and always look towards the barn. I really like to actually see something out there and see the barn looks cool. But now you look out and you see the barn, but in front of that is the deck. We're actually truly building on the grain bin and actually making progress, and it's awesome. It was definitely a struggle the last few days trying to get supplies and get what we need and stuff with tools, and I mean we're back on the building ground, and that comes with its whole own set of problems and challenges and fun stuff and bad stuff, and you almost forget about it till you're back in it.
Yeah, you truly do. Again, the running to the store a million times, or you trying to use a tool, this tool isn't working, gotta stop and fix this and before continuing on.
Yeah, and the worst thing ever, if any of y'all have ever done a do-it-yourself project or something, when you have 100 items, 100 things you gotta buy to build your stuff, you're gonna forget the one that you need to start. You ain't gonna forget the one you need at the end of the project. You're gonna forget the one that you need to start, and that's normally how it goes. But we're at this point, and we're seasoned professionals, and we kind of just laugh it off, and we don't really do it as often. We're really truly trying to eat better and be healthier and stuff. We used to have no control. We would just be like, go to town, let's go to Coops, get some chicken.
Well, this week's been bad, but it's because I guess we're like, all right, we're on the go, we're hurrying, trying to get things done. It's okay, well, these are our options, and we're not pumped about it, I guess.
Yeah, but we're not. That's more of we're stopping to get something to eat for lunch or whatever. We're not just stopping just because we're going back to town and being like, all right, we're here, candy bar and energy drink. We've been a lot better. We actually have been conscious about it. It's a hard word to say. Conscious about it, and trying our best and stuff. So you got to treat yourself in different ways, and luckily for us, we have to go to Tractor Supply a lot, and we don't just go for feed. We go for if we need a tool or like an air hose or water hose or whatever. And our treat lately has been every time we go in, things are discounted more and more and more. And you bought a pair of boots yesterday
for $11.
And we almost bought them
The day
before that for
Yeah.
full price.
Yeah, they're muck boots. I usually like to get, you guys see the boots that I wear, where it's like steel toe and everything like
Like
that.
a work boot.
Yeah, but like how are you gonna pass up $11 boots?
Well, especially when your boots we use our boots until they're just no good anymore.
Oh,
and then we still use them, and then it's until our bodies start to hurt.
Yeah, real bad. Like, you have to pry off the boots for me whenever I wear them.
Yeah, the
The
inside.
old pair, they're just torn apart.
Yeah.
Where you try to take your foot out and it gets caught in the fabric, and you
Yeah.
just can't do it.
And then my boot, the bottom's coming off already. I'm like, man, we spend like
Yours were like almost $400.
Yeah, like every 6 months we have to spend like $500 on boots. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like we're almost better off just buying normal tennis shoes. At this point, they're just falling apart.
But it is like, again, like with the steel toe, it's safety.
Yeah.
Because hauling things around, dropping it on your toes, or even getting in there with Lambo.
Yeah.
If he stomps on your toe, like
it's a pro and a con of having that, because if something were really to go wrong, really bad, and say drop something super heavy in your foot, it could smash that steel toe and get stuck into your foot, and then you got to cut your boot off to get it off. That's worst case scenario. It doesn't happen all the time. I'm just saying it because I know people will comment.
yeah.
It is a possibility, and it does happen, but
I think at that point, either that or then your entire foot is shattered.
For the most part, for what we do, steel toe. I was just saying that because I know reading people's minds, but it's very difficult for us to, and it's not like we skimp on boots. My last pair of boots was $350, and I was like, you know what? I go through them like crazy. I'm gonna spend this, and I like them. I really liked them, but they just started falling apart recently, and I'm like, God, like literally
Would you
cannot.
ever take them to a repair shop instead?
No, because it's probably going to cost half the price. So, I don't know. Because last time when I went, I actually took them to the place here in, maybe I didn't take them. I think I wore them in actually. And I asked them if they could, because there's a boot repair place here, and they're old school. I mean, you go in and okay, they'll fix it up good. But I think it's just the price is so high that it's like, you might as well spend a couple bucks and just get a whole brand new pair. I know you got to wear them back in and all that, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. But I'm almost at the point now where I'll probably have like an outdoor labor, more ranching style work boot, and then we're working on the grain bin shoe. Something.
Well, you do wear them everywhere.
Oh, I don't wear anything but my boots.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Maybe, just working, and whenever to kick them off, and you got like a little.
Yeah, but the hard thing is out here, we're normally doing all the stuff that requires me to have boots. Now that we're working on the grain bin, it more is just localized right here, and I don't have to have a hardcore boot. I can have a different type of work shoe for working right here. So at that point, maybe they will last longer. But normally, Lucy.
Let me say,
the moment she said it,
the moment I said Sawyer's name, don't be so jealous. Dang, sit, lay down.
Okay, Sawyer, what you doing?
Sawyer can hang out. He just man.
Now here goes.
But then Lucy.
B.
Jeez.
Come on, y'all.
Jeez Louise. Let other dogs get love. Lucy, lay down.
I told Danielle, I said, whenever we get a house, I ain't doing coffee crackers outside no more. Hey, go. Read some books.
Where's Soy though?
Well, Soy can't even hear us. Come on, guys. Right after this, we play. Yesterday after the... Come on. All right. Hey, let's go. Go.
So I get special treatment, though, because he's old man.
After the live chat yesterday, we were sitting right here. And as soon as it's done, all the dogs right here. So I just got up and started running and just having them chase us around and stuff. And it's funny how they play. Some of them know how, some don't. Yeah. And then the other ones are attacking the other dogs. And then It's wild. You can't have this many dogs. It don't work out too well.
Don't recommend.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Don't recommend this many. A couple's cool, but I don't know. To have the progress that we're making and the way it's looking and everything, I'm really excited to build out the grain bin. I know we just started, and I know we haven't gone into too much of the craziness that happens when things don't go well. But as far as building went, it went really smooth yesterday.
Baby, don't.
Yesterday.
That just means today's going to be bad.
Well, it don't matter. We're always going to have bad days.
Yeah.
But it went really smooth. And I was like, man, I feel like we're at the point where we actually know what we're doing to an extent. To where it's not full-blown. Like, we didn't sit here and plan this deck build out for 6 months. We were thinking about the inside more than the outside. You know, we always knew we'll put a porch. You know, we'll do this. But I kind of just drew it up real quick to see what we might need and started working. And we had an idea how to make the original deck and the new deck flow together and all that stuff, and just started doing it. And it's worked out great. And of course, we're not way into the build or anything, and something will always happen. But I think going into this, even though it is a whole new thing and it's round and all that stuff, we're coming in with a lot of experience together that, you know, we got from working at the original off-grid on the shed to house and stuff like that, and then coming out to Shoot Dang Ranch and working literally from the ground up, working on the tiny house, working on the studio, working on the bird's nest. We have a lot of stuff to where, like, I ain't gonna tell y'all too much. We gotta keep some for the video. But yesterday, you know, we're cutting boards, and Danielle's like, short board or long board? And I was like, we're doing 2 of these, 2 short and 2 long. And so she went over there and she was getting them, and as we were cutting, she was already grabbing the next board, putting it up. We're marking. She's holding it this way. She's pulling it down. Like, we have a routine that we've kind of figured out, and to have that already at the beginning of a build is great compared to having to learn it throughout.
Yeah.
And
I was coming in like with the original off-grid shed build with like
3 years
zero-
ago.
Yeah, 0, done nothing. Only thing I've ever done was put
Your mirror.
yeah put
wood trim around a mirror.
yeah and it's command stripped it.
Yeah.
So
Look, came out good.
coming in with nothing, and then I don't know. Yeah, it's just learning how to work together, really.
Yeah, and then
And like a lot of times when you're in your head thinking about what to do, and I'm like trying to figure out what we're trying to figure out.
you're trying to figure out what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, basically, like, because once you start going, it's in his head.
Yeah.
You have to like really try and pay attention to like what he's looking at and everything to try and figure out. Because
We don't have plans. I'm not drawing it out.
Yeah.
We're not. It's just.
and then to also like asking, okay, so we do it this way. What's like the logic behind this? Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
As well. I don't know
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
I used to get frustrated because I'd be like, it's common sense. Just grab this board, or you know we're doing this, but it's like,
I don't know what we're doing.
well, I know,
Yeah.
but in my head, I'm like, it's common sense. Like, I don't get it. Like, you know, we're working on this. We're gonna need this, and then I have to realize how would she know?
Mm-hmm.
How would she know? And so
It's like it's all in your head. And
Yeah.
you have to really be paying attention to, like, again, like I said, what you're looking at, what you're like measuring. Like, okay, I think
Yeah.
this part right here is what we're gonna be doing.
yeah. Well, it's funny now because I can't give you an exact example. I can for one part of this, but not whatever. But as we're driving somewhere to get something, or we're in Home Depot, or we're in Lowe's, or we're at Tractor Supply or whatever, she understands stuff now differently than before, where it's like, I can't give you an exact example, but I could give you this example is it's been a while. It's been months. You went with your aunt and stayed on the boat with them and stuff, and you're looking around, and she's like, Danielle knew about the AC unit. She knew, like, it's
I
not.
forgot all the things. I was like, this was a full blown like houseboat.
Yeah,
I was like, dang, this thing has this, and she's like, you would have never noticed stuff like that before.
But it's like if we're looking at, again, I can't give you anything specific. If we're going somewhere and we're looking at like somebody has a pergola or someone has this or whatever, we can legit just be like, oh yeah, like that right there, you know, is this, and that's what we're going for this. And then when we're doing it, she's like, yeah, I remember on the pergola, the, you know, or whatever, the porch, I'd like the eave to come out this far, or, well, it's a lot easier to go about, I don't know the right words. It's easier, the wording, the communication, stuff like that, because normally, before, if I didn't physically draw it out or physically show you, you didn't really know what I was talking about.
No idea.
And not that, that's not on her specifically. It's more of like, I don't know how to explain it to you in a way.
And also, I'm a very visual person in general.
And so now, I could be like, okay, our eaves, let's do it to here. Like, look at the grain bin. Luckily, this is what's cool about it. It has different rings, and each ring is the exact same height all the way up. So you can be like, okay, well, we know about this high is where the second story is going to be. If the eave goes here and the pitch and, you know, just all these different things, it's a lot easier for us to communicate it together and know what the other person's talking about. And she's learned new terminology and way things are, and I've learned how to explain things to her of what I'm trying to tell her, I guess. We probably have our own way of saying things no one else understands, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We are able,
working together.
Yeah, we're able to get it done and figure it out. And I think it's what's cool is, and I still would like to go to more. After going to that grain bin tiny house, we learned a lot. We learned a whole lot, and we can say, well, I like the way the kitchen was, or I like the way the stairs was, and it's a it's a very big thing for us because we both were physically in it. We both physically saw it. We both knew how much room it was. We got to experience it together, and then to be like, you know what, the master bedroom, I really liked it, but if we do this or whatever, then we both know, and it's easy to communicate what we want. So I have a really good feeling it's going to be a pain in the butt to build this, but it's going to come out better than anything we have ever done. I really think that.
Truly anything on this property does each time, like, it's coming out better and better.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the barn. I don't know if I could be more proud of that barn. It's gorgeous. Everything about it, I'm just very, very proud the way it came out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I wish we didn't have to frame it the way we did. I wish we could have done it differently, but we did it still. And we didn't compromise on what we wanted. We just made it work.
Just, again, like everything, I think it's just, again, the experience and working together for this long now.
Yeah.
It's getting better and better. And
I do think I'm a huge everything happens for a reason. You could sit there in life and in the moment you can, and I think you should. I think everybody should soak up what's going on and bad things. But I am like a huge person of everything happened for a reason. Even the bad stuff in your life, the good stuff in your life, everything that, say, if she went back from before I met her back to childhood, anything bad happened, she's like, oh, I wish that didn't happen. Well, it all happened, and it put you in that spot the next day, and the next day, and the next day, which led us together, which led us here today. And without every single moment that has happened, literally, if you would have changed one thing, the path of your life changes.
Butterfly effect. You know?
And it's wild.
It's a loud vehicle.
Tractor.
Living in the country.
Yeah. Speaking of living in the country, the county out here is phenomenal. The county services, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, these gravel roads are perfect.
if it rains the next day or two, they're going to come out and grade them.
Yeah.
And even if it didn't rain, they do it on a schedule, and they mow all the ditches and the trees. I mean,
they really take care of it.
They truly do. I'm very, very impressed. But I don't know exactly what we were saying earlier, but this is a point that I did want to say, I guess. With everything happens for a reason. I feel like, and this could be twisted in a way if people want it to be, I guess, but I feel like I had never really built a house. So back in Texas, before I ever had any building experience, I was just doing, basic building. Basic, taking
the twin creations.
Yeah, Crocker Twin Creations. A basic, we took an old pallet and we turned it into a wine rack. Which all you really did was like cut it in half and add a little bit and whatever. Then we found an old couch and we gutted it and made a bench. And then it became like, oh, I can make some money. Oh, I lost my job. I need to make some money. Oh, I'm going to build this. Oh, someone asked me if I could build this. I have no idea. I'm going to do it anyways. A lot of people watch still from that era of my life.
That's crazy.
And then I was like, I don't want to rent anymore. I'm tired of renting. Jared and I rented a house for 5 years, and we probably, at that time in the economy, probably paid it off for the person. We spent forever there and paying $1,200 a month for 5 years. That's a lot of money to give somebody. We probably paid half their mortgage on that house. And so I was like, I got to figure out how do I get out of this? I don't have money to buy a big house. I wonder if I can, like I don't need much. What if I build a tiny house? And then started doing research, and I wanted to build a little tiny house on a trailer. And then it became where I went to Lowe's all the time getting lumber, and I saw a shed, and I was like, this is probably built better than I could build. I've never built a house. I don't think I could ever build anything like this. And then started doing that, and then Jared and I were like, we don't know what we're doing. We wouldn't even film YouTube because we knew that we would probably get beat up. I specifically remember Jared being like, I am not filming us cutting holes in this house to put windows because people will talk trash. And they probably would have like crazy. Mm-hmm. So literally went from like, I don't know how to do anything to working on that, going to Family Ranch and trying to remodel an old, like 100-year-old ranch house, moving to Oklahoma, building a tiny house from scratch, getting the shed to house at the end of the property that had that one, working on that. That was a learning curve on that. I'll probably never put metal on a roof again, or the ceiling. You remember?
Yeah.
Me, you, and Jared probably cussing up Storm.
But then it ended up looking good after trimming it out, like because all the seams and stuff.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Putting the insulation, the batting up on the ceiling was a nightmare. Staining all the wood was a nightmare. I remember laying it all out and us staying and us being like, I'll never stain again. And then look at us. Everything we do is this.
I think after anything we stain, we say we'll never
I
stain
hate
again.
it. And then we went to Shoot Dang Ranch, and then we were working on the bird's nest and
the shop.
The first thing we did was cut a hole in the shop we had. Of course, it already had a big hole, but we cut a massive hole out of it. We took a room that had trees growing out of it and made something that was at first maybe not the best looks wise or whatever, but it was something special to us.
Whenever we redid it, it looked so good.
Yeah. But at first we didn't, we
were working on a very tight budget.
Yeah, we spent all our money trying to get the property and doing all that stuff. And, but we did all that. And then, we started building the tiny house. And then we went back to the bird's nest and then started working on the studio when Jared left and started, all this stuff. And this is what I'm going to say that, people could take or whatever, any way they want, but I'm just going to tell you how I feel and how I mean it. I'm glad we're not there anymore. I'm glad we're not at the original off grid. I'm glad every one of those was a stepping stone, even though we had no idea. I knew the original off grid and stuff. And even the Texas property, when I first bought it, I didn't want to be there forever. I ended up really loving our neighbors, Tom and Rhonda, and that's what would make me want to stay forever. But as far as the property, I knew I wanted more. I knew I wanted more than that. And, being at the original off grid, I knew when I got it, it was unwanted land. They couldn't even sell it, and so they gave it to me, and very much appreciative of that because it put me here, and I went through some stuff with that place that, again, everything happens for a reason. It put me in a position to meet you and all that, but I'm glad we're not. I'm glad we're not there. I'm glad we're not at the Shoot Dang Ranch because everything we learned brought us here, and even learned patience and to don't settle for this stuff. And it's like when came to doing the barn, we didn't settle. We had to settle for the lumber, but we didn't settle what we wanted. We didn't say, you know what? We can't get that. We're only going to build up so high. We'll just make it. We won't have the top part, the middle part that goes up that makes it really look like a barn. That could be the storage up there on top. No, we're like, how do we figure this out? And then, building the deck, we took our time and we did all, and it was...
And it was like, oh, no, we got to get this done.
Yeah, but we made sure we did it right.
Yeah.
And it's very level. It's very strong. It's very... it's well built, especially for us. I'm sure if you hired a professional company, they could do it even better and whatever. But we've already been through multiple very, very severe weather problems out here, and it's rock solid. Now, if we do have a tornado come right over, it don't matter. Yeah. It's going to do what it's going to do. Yeah. But we've gotten some crazy winds and stuff, and it is rock solid. And I'm so proud of it, and it's something that whenever we cleaned it all off and we started power washing and cleaning, all to your normal eye, to normal people, it'd be like, wow, you took some goat poop off and you moved your tools that you shouldn't have had there anyways. But to us, I remember coming out and I sat on it, and you came out, sat next to me because we were waiting for the pool to fill up, and I just said, oh, it just feels good. Look at this deck. It just feels good. It looks good. And to know that, like, it's been there for, I don't even know how long, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I don't have a clue. And it's like, I get that's still early on in the years of having it, but it looks good. I love the fact that a lot of people told us we were building it, you messed up. You should have gapped your boards. You should have did this. You're going to regret it later, whatever. It's got perfect gaps in between because we have enough experience now that when you buy treated lumber and it's fresh and it's soaked, you do not gap it.
Yeah, it's going to shrink.
You put them suckers as tight as you can because they are going to shrink up, and they will never, and I'll say never, ever, ever get back to the same width that it was when it was soaked. I don't care what anyone says, unless you are soaking it in water. There is no way it will rain long enough to soak them boards to get them back out to where we needed to gap them. And the fact that we know that, and the fact that we've seen how good it works and stuff, it lets us know we're figuring this out. And we're literally just two random people. And what's funny is the old barn build. I'll get notifications of that always because you didn't build that in 20 minutes. Yeah. I'm like, you really dumb if you think anyone can build a barn in 20 minutes.
Yeah. The video
it's a time lapse
long.
And then people will be like, what a liar, says he has no experience. And I'm like, that was the first barn I ever built, and I did it solely by myself. Yes, I have building experience, but not building a barn. I take a lot of pride when people try to bash us or say
stuff like that.
And it's like, dude, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
like a huge compliment, and it's I really, and I don't know, it's just, this is like a different thing or whatever, but this was a while back, and still we average about 1,000 subscribers a week right now. But before, when the videos were, I mean, on and pop, we were subscribers. I mean, it was just, and that's a beautiful thing when you have a channel. It really, at the end of the day, doesn't matter as far as the number. It just means there's more people watching your stuff, which is awesome because it's getting recommended. But people would always say, there ain't no, you're buying subscribe. There ain't no way. And I'm like, this is the best compliment you can give us, is you think we're paying for this to boost our
doing so good that you think it's not real.
That it's impossible it's unreal for you to be able to do this. And so, as much as those type of people suck in life, it's such a compliment, and it feels good to know that people think what we're doing we can't do ourselves, and that lets us know that we've learned a lot together. We've done a lot. We've learned how to figure it out, and we may not work at the fastest pace. There may be other channels that build better than us. There may be other channels that build faster than us. I envy them. I do, and I wish we built better, and I wish we built faster. But for what we do here, I'll tell you this, on a daily basis, who's on this property? Us two. So I really don't care what other people are doing on their property. Okay. I really don't care what other people think. I really don't care whatever. It's us two, and we're here. We're alone together probably 95% of our life. And other than that, it's nice when people come out or stop by and say stuff, but for the most part, as long as we're happy and as long as we're getting along and as long as we're doing the things we want and we're doing certain touches on the stuff that we like and putting black roofs on buildings when people freak out, it's just what we like. And we have definitely learned, just go for what you want. And at the end of the day, I'm not here to please somebody else. It's us. And if we're happy with what we're doing, then we are rock solid. We're good. We have figured it out, and we're happy. And as tired as we are waking up in the morning, it's a good tired. It's okay, we worked all day yesterday. We might be mentally exhausted from running around. We're probably more mentally exhausted than physically when we have to go run back and forth and get stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like we're in the right spot at the right time in our life, and things are going well, and we're figuring each other out. We're figuring out how to do all this, and I feel very fortunate that we have made it to this point.
Yeah.
Very fortunate. So
it's just exciting.
Yeah. It's pretty unreal, as some people would say, in a good way. But all right, if Danielle will quit talking now, we can get to work. She normally doesn't talk in here much, but as soon as we turn it off, she does.
I'm tired.
Mainly complaining
today,
at me. Just quit talking.
Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm tired. Even last night's live, I was tired. Like I haven't slept the past 3 days. Just tired.
Yeah.
But you just gotta push through. Drink more coffee. Drink more night shift coffee.
Yeah.
Work life, night shift.
Yeah. Again, very fortunate to be where we're at and what we're doing, and a huge part of that is you guys, and we thank you guys, and we appreciate y'all. And I know there's days that maybe we don't say that, but every day we post a video, just know that we do appreciate you guys, and even the days that we don't post a video, and we know they got our backs. Y'all got us. And
speaking of videos, today's Crocker Life video that's going to come out is a lot of pickle content, and it's like the closest you've seen her and everything. I don't know. It's exciting.
Yeah. Big improvements. We'll say that.
So.
Okay, till the next one. All right, guys. Bye.